still sky airways. Turn override and then show the ability to fly upside down with this helicopter. Good cooperation between the two crew members, absolutely vital for flying a display such as this. The backseater, he will fly most of the maneuvers. Well, the autopilot car is managing the power to fly at the limits of the Apache helicopter. Normally, of course, not see the plane around, so with the bullseye, that's why we constantly go to the pilot use the sensor but during this demonstration, the rolls are switched to get the exact altitude and thereafter gaining speed. Whilst flying down to earth, the speed will accelerate very fast and he needs also time to make more than 360 degrees turn override. So it's a coordinated maneuver while he's preparing for this at this time. And after this vertical roll, therefore it's hard to also for Eurofighter with the Saab but they're flying all the choices and follow. Quite a late mark coming up. The low part
and about to roll his solo demo colleague from the Royal General Airborne with the General Dynamics F-16AM Fighting Falcon, known, as you can see from the colour scheme, as the Orange Lion, and he's on the roll. They're going to be joining up on what we call the downwind leg in the opposite direction to the takeoff and landing direction today.
And any moment right now the Hawk, the front helicopter, will gain altitude set up for the clove lead. At the same moment, stitch the F-16. Surrounding the Apache helicopter.
Radius turn.
And Stitch, the display pilot of the F-16 demo team, has almost 1,000 hours on the F-16. He started with the Royal Netherlands Air Force in 2003 and flew F-16 since 2008. Slow flight, what more can show moving the aircraft, the Orange has.
clear the runway down at the other end, and of course the brake chutes will have to be removed today.
Yes, they're really getting into this display season now. It's fantastic. They're terrific guys, and they've got a recruiting plan set up now. I spotted that yesterday, but the rear of the blue, the convergence between the blue and the
End from which they're taking off today, down to our left as we look out towards the runway. A very large machine we haven't seen in the RIAT flying display before. One of the newest air-to-air refueling tanker aircraft in the world, making a very sporty departure.
As you can see, this year's Tucano is painted in a distinctive desert camouflage. Pilot now climbing for another half Cuban, and then he'll bring the aircraft back to the crowd centre. This year's display is also received from ITP. ITP produce and maintain the engine for the Tucano. The company are based in Madrid and have a small factory close to our base in York. Five is now positioning the aircraft for a loop followed by a quarter turn. Squadron is also completing a grueling 72 squad 1,000-kilometre virtual race this year to raise money for the 4 charities I just mentioned. Enough of negative and positive Ds, just about to go for an outside turn. This one makes all the pilots wince, so he's going to roll the canopy towards us and then he's going to push the aircraft away at minus 2G.
Fantastic display from Panavia there. Just confirm that to when men were men and girls always rode on top. Yes, it's the fiery, fearsome, luscious and really lovely girls doing their thing, courageous, daring and right at the top of their game. Yes, this is the Wingwalkers. When at the end of the First World War there were lots of spare airplanes and lots of pilots with not a lot to do. So this is what they did. They invited everybody to get aboard and just go and have some fun beating up the neighbourhood. Here, George, you might say, because the Wingwalkers base not far from here, near Lancaster, of the beautiful Yes, obviously the sword itself, the big joint owner there with Nick Mason and Sean Norman helping him out as well. Always a pleasure to go and visit the Aero Superbatics headquarters. Of course, you may well have seen these in various liveries in the past, and uppity bucklies and so on and so forth. But here they are now at Breitling and the cornerstone of supporting the UK air display industry in these beautiful aircraft. Now you've got to keep your eyes peeled, boys and girls particularly, because these girls are going to do some wonderful things. You see them now upright. Look at the athletic nature of the girls there. We're going to be telling you all about them in just a moment, but they're going to go upside down, inside out. They're going to lie on their sides, and all the time they're going to wave at you, and what we need is for you to wave back. Stretching those really athletic legs out. Well, when he was young, he wasn't so much an academic. He just liked to get out and have fun, liked his racing cars, but he was far too young to actually take to the track. He is flying Harriers and Jaguars. He left to join British Airways on the Boeing 747-400 of the 737 today. He's a training captain on the Airbus A320 family. Yes, lucky guy. I suppose really the only full-time professional pilot in terms of military and commercial experience. Now, Ben, what do you know about these girls? From the age of 6, would you believe? And Ben was talking about how fit you have to keep. Yes, beware of Danny on a dark night, because she was a black belt, second Dan British champion at the age of just 14. So that indicates that we won't be seeing Noah today. Right here now, the girls. Now I'm going to go a different way. Just take it to they're working really hard. My word, there's just a wind in their faces there. NHIndustries NH90 TT8, the tactical transport helicopter. Is the first of a number of wingovers in this display. As of now, 147 NH90s have been delivered and 13 customer nations are on the order book, apart from Finland, Australia, Belgium, France, Germany, Greece, Italy, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Oman, Spain and Sweden have selected this type, and it's very much now in operational service. This one holds 20 fully equipped troops, and it does a variety of roles. The Finns have bought 20 of these aircraft, all of them assembled in Finland by Patria. They did the deal jointly with the other Nordic operators of the NH90, Norway and Sweden. First deliveries were in 2008. They were somewhat delayed, but since then they've been really ramping up their capabilities with this impressive machine, which they bought to succeed the elderly Mill Maya hit. The NH90 will be steering back to its dispersal on the north side of the airfield, down at the right-hand end. Meanwhile, on next station 558, I believe, is beginning taxi, also down at the right-hand end. It's still on the taxi for the flight aircraft today because of the wind direction. They're going down to the runway 09 end of Captain Alberto Marconi and two refueling system operators, warrant officers Gabriele Luca and Emilio Scuccio. Typhoon. Capability. This version developed from the civilian 767-200, 61,000 of fuel in total. It has two major customers, Japan and Italy. The Italians have bought 4 of their Everett facility in Washington began just a few weeks ago. So that's the site for the future, where they've been winding down. There's the pitch down, and there is the third. On the side of the A109, and now a difficult bit of flying for them, if indeed they follow the planned sequence. Right at the start of the display in the famous Vulcan hull, you can say wonderful people have been immensely generous in contributing a significant proportion of that money. decorative wing over there from Bill Ramsey. So this aircraft was first of all thought of, the Vulcan, immediately after the war. The wonderful Roy Chadwick designed the Lancaster. Drew on a scruffy piece of paper which still exists, a shape which is recognisable as Vulcan in 1946. Now that was only 5 years after the Lancaster first flew, which is quite extraordinary because when you look at this aircraft and you compare it to the Lancaster, they might have come from different centuries. Quite a lot of unburnt fuel out of the back. As she comes back towards us, and if you look at the underside of the aircraft, you'll see the bomb bay doors opening shortly. There they go now. That's the bomb bay that carried 21. Go down to the Vulcan village at the far right hand end, which is where Vulcan will be parked again when she lands back at the end of her display. So go down and see them down there. Sponsor, have your name in the bomb bay, and she comes back this time. I expect to see the bomb bay closing. Got very good binoculars, might be able to read your name in there. Closing now by a 2.7 million Heritage Lottery grant. They refused it first time round. They said we don't do things that move. Second time round they gave the money, and since then it's cost another 16-17 million pounds to get into this stage. Lots of help from very generous donors, including lots of people here. And people like Sir Jack Hayward, and enormous generosity of Eddie Forrester of Aerobike. Big support from the Civil Aviation Authority and many other companies. Rolls-Royce and Serco, and of course, as you may have seen, she took off EADS, great help from them. Marshall Aerospace and the Engineering Authority, they have of course had to satisfy the Civil Aviation Authority that they to run the whole shebang. So the charity has to raise £38,500 every week. Completing a spiral climb, and then you'll spiral back down again. Much of the fundraising that I was talking about just now is done by the Falcons to the Sky Club, one of the biggest aviation restoration clubs in the business. If you want to join, they'd be very happy to have you. So happy to get to the Vulcan village when you finish display and join the Falcons to the Sky Club. Now this is my Magnificent airplane in what used to be RAF Fittingley. It was actually based there between 1960 and 1968. But it's now snappily known as Robin Hood Airport, Doncaster, Sheffield. She lives in a sumptuous hangar there. To display her in front of you. We did think this was going to be her last year. There's something called Operation 2015, which may well mean that she goes on flying until the end of the 2015 season. More about that will be found out down at the Vulcan Village or on the website. Look at that. Air brakes out, nose wheel held high, just dropping down as she passes by. Thank you very much for being with us. Please do go down to the Vulcan Village. We'll look forward to seeing you there. And thank you to Fairford for letting us give you XH558. Thank you very much. How is the Operation 2015 going? It's going very well, Ben. What they've decided is that they need the money to conduct this modification to the leading edge of the wing. Which is required at the end. In the commentary box is Mike Davis from Midair.
Mike, it's a very proud day for you because the aircraft has made its maiden post-restoration flight to Tucano Airport.
Indeed, it has been excellent, actually, Wilson, and we're going to be very close to the end of the possible term. The airplane is still in her original RAF colours, nothing's changed, registration is hotel.
Aircraft were converted, those that were used as
this opportunity today can incredible. Today they are ready for the first rejoining of the right side for the main formation of 9 of Frecce Tricolori.
Yeah, I got the bluest, mate, but it's
Green, white, and red. Our longest flag of Frecce Tricolori. Don't take a negative -3.5. And it was is Italian voice 3240. 3000 is 3000 feet, 240 it's 240 knots. So altitude.
The aircraft, the Empire test pilots uses Gripens as part of its syllabus, and the Swiss Air Force.
Very uncomfortable indeed.
Lovely, thanks, mate.
The RAF found it no longer had a requirement with the end of the war, but the Fleet Air Arm.
So, please welcome 2013, the attack helicopter 380 Army Air Corps, based at Washington.
months after the Pearl Harbor attack. 15 of the 16 aircraft involved crashed en route to their recovery area in China. Unfortunately, 69 of the 18 crew members involved survived and returned to the US. B-25 went on to be deployed throughout the war as a Pacific campaign by the US Army Air Force and the US Navy and Marine Corps. They used it as a medium bomber, as a ground attack aircraft with a straight ignition, parachute retarded bombs, and as an anti-shipping striker. In North Africa they were used by the Army Air Force, in Europe by the RAF, especially on and around D-Day. In Europe, the B-25s of the 2nd Tactical Air Force Squadrons of the Royal Air Force went with them. The type served with many other customers. Sold to a civilian customer for $1,900 in 1959. Didn't have a base at the boneyard for another 18 years before it was again sold into private hands. The founder of then in the B-25. Aircraft we sent to civilianized. Paint scheme, of course, is certainly not military, polished, natural metal with the addition of the red and corporate logos, but of course without their support the aircraft simply wouldn't be flying. Season of the turrets have been fed over and they've used by the radar and the one of the wings as a small pod. Beautiful aeroplane. Here in Britain for the first time. Now here's that fighter of the Second World War, the F-44 Corsair. His nickname, that's because of its inverted bell-wing configuration. Destroyer on the 9th of August 1945, despite receiving heavy fire. His bombs sank the ship, and Captain Gray was killed. Well, thank you for that, Ben. Really marvellous display and very eloquently presented. Especially getting to the line now while we wait for the slowly to the sky. And now for a barrel roll. They go when they get to the top of what looks like they're going to do a loop. They'll be rolling out, but in fact it's an inverted dive for a -3G, -G, push up, push down, all fine, very uncomfortable. Right way around the formation is Captain Shadi Al-Arami. He's been in the Royal Jordanian Air Force since 1999. Part of the team now, 3 years. Her and her team are determined as always to do everything in their power to keep Sally.
About that remarkable story of the one limping back, having suffered the fighter damage, an absolutely amazing story with the tail virtually hanging off until the aircraft landed.
And the bomb doors open on this pass. To remembering the brave and often young men who went to war with the 8th Air Force. As Ellie Sallingboe says, the aircraft's mission is to pay tribute to those who gave their lives for the freedom of Europe, a sacrifice that must never be forgotten. And this is of perhaps even greater importance as we approach the 70th anniversaries of D-Day and of the end of the war itself. I'm sure none of us watching would ever wish to see this B-17 lost from British skies. This is a late model B-17G. The type was armed with 13 machine guns and it could carry a maximum normal bomb load of 8,000 pounds. It was that they took into the heart of occupied Europe. The main and this final pass with smoke on to simulate a damaged engine
Trophy will take place at 3 o'clock. But stand by now, the Typhoon is rolling.
Will be now lowering the landing gear and coming in for the first of a couple of slower passes in this display, and giving you a view of the underside of the aircraft as he turns back onto the display line. This is an outstanding aeroplane, now in service with a number of RAF squadrons. Numbers 1 and 6 squadrons at Lucas and numbers 3 and 11 squadrons at Coningsby are the frontline units, along of course with 1435 flight providing the air defence of the Falkland Islands from Mount Pleasant. Now has a true multi-role capable of uncomfortable outside push. Straight out of this into a minimum. Everything's in order, right as critical part of the airplane.
kit that's puffing and wheezing while you're flying?
It can do when you first put it on, but you get lots of practice using it in the simulator. You also go down to Farnborough to try out the centrifuge, so big spinning wheel going around on that, and you go up to 9G, so you practice making sure that your suit works and that you're... No, I think it will just be a UK.
It is
an English voice, I think. Otherwise
It just gives a bit of a feel. There's lots going on in that cockpit, and not everybody can appreciate it. It's a fascinating thing to do, and jolly hard work, I would imagine.
So they're completing his sequence. Flight Lieutenant Jamie Norris from number 29 Reserve Squadron, Royal Air Force, on the Eurofighter Typhoon FGR-4, and a fantastic sequence it was.
Well, we've had one or two shout-outs, but a reminder, please, before you even think about going today, that you take all your belongings with you, especially your children. Please don't leave them behind, unlike a well-known Prime Minister. But there we go. It is important that we have a safe and secure show for the rest of the afternoon, and indeed for tomorrow. Please ensure that everything is with you, and to look after it all. Tomorrow we still have a few tickets to spare, so ring your friends, tell them what to do. We've got a few spare seats in the viewing village as well, but it's going like hotcakes, so I'm going to let you enjoy now this Red Arrow. Didn't lose control, that was all planned for that to roll, very unusual to see, and it looks as though it's very closely, because as he pulls around, that's right, yes, twist at the top, and that is the Army Air Corps version of a half Cuban. So just recovering from that now, pulling up a little bit more speed, and of course remember when we mentioned speed, this helicopter still holds the world helicopter speed record, 249 miles, many well-known what we call Eagle VCPs, when the Lynx would descend into an area and set up possible this spectacle. Welcome the very best of British, the Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team, the Red Arrows, and the British Airways Airbus A380. Simply superb. A round of applause, I think, for British Airways and for the Royal Air Force for that quite magnificent. Applause, ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team, the Red Arrows!
Yeah! Opinions? Yeah! Yeah!
Reds 4 and 5 roll back from that short dive. Congratulations with the odd-numbered pilots on the left-hand side.
Now,
This year is the 70th anniversary of Operation 70 years since the Dambusters. This is Lancaster. For the amazing Jippo pass.
Pikey pass.
The synchro pair leave their smoke on. Synchro pair slingshot out to the front. Look to your left. That is Red 9. He will now fly in between Enid's V as they complete the Goose. Control column whilst pulling 6G in this manoeuvre. Look to your right, 4 box, and Red 4 working very hard now to fly around the rest of Enid's smoke as Red 1 makes it even harder coming into this 3G right-hand turn. This is the Twister. No doubt Red 4 very...
rolling in. It's under by order.
it's going to show me too.
Accurately and then directed the remainder of the attack by RT. He also flew alongside one aircraft as it attacked, machine gunning the defences to allow it to attack undisturbed. He then carried on to the Ida Dam and indicated the target to searching aircraft and stayed to assess the results. Gibson and his team wreaked havoc across a large area of the strategically vital Ruhr, leaving industry without power and water. And for the British people, bloody but unbowed after more than 3.5 years of war, it represented a welcome morale boost. The members of the modern number 617 squadron few minutes, then please ensure that you have all your belongings with you. From a safety and security point of view, that would be most helpful. And above all, we hope you've really enjoyed it. Do pass on your messages to the Air to 2 crew on your way out. They're the helpful people with the great big Vulcan hands, and of course that's what they're here to do, to make your journey home as pleasant and as...
Eurofighter, smallest canal than the Eurofighters. Just to give you an idea, during a certain mission, 9 hours, 45 minutes.
Only fair.